guys, today we are going to be talking about some parts of speech that we use to describe, well, not describe, that we use to sort of point out a certain thing. Yeah, that would be a way to say it. So the words are this and that and these and those. And you'll notice them up here. This, that, these, those. So I'm going to hold up a pen. This is a blue pen. Yep, it's blue. This is a red pen. Okay, so this is blue, this is red. Now if something's close to me, this blue pen is right here by my face. This is a blue pen. And I have this one far away from me. I could say, that pen over there, that's a red pen. That is a red pen. So do you see how that when that got farther away, I said that instead of this? Now could I still point to my far away red pen and say, this is a red pen? I could. What if it was way across the room, like way across the room, like so little that it looked this big? Would I still say this is a red pen? No. If it gets really far away from me, I have to say, that over there, that's a red pen. Can you see it? See that pen? And see how I said that instead of this. Now, if the person was way across the room and I was holding the blue pen, and I would say, this is the blue pen. And they would say, that pen? And I'd say, this pen. Isn't that silly? It has to do with distance. What a funny thing that is. And then we use the words these and those when we're talking about more than one of something, okay? And I'll show you what that means. All right, so let's check out these kids. They're at school, they're hanging out. She's got a book, she's got a book. Both have books. And let's see what this says. So the little girl is talking. We can tell because her mouth is open and she's gesturing. That's a pretty big tip-off that she's saying something to her friend whose mouth is closed. And she says, this book is mine. Okay, so here's the use of this. It's right at the beginning of our sentence. It could be in the middle too, depending on how we write the sentence. But in these, all of them are at the beginning. Did you hear me just say these? What do you think that meant? It meant there was more than one sentence. Okay. All right, so this book is mine. And then she points to her friend and she said, and that book right here, that book is yours. So you might be sitting at the dinner table and Mom says, this is my steak. And you point at it and you go, that steak? And she says, this steak. You're like, but I want that steak. The one over there. That's when you use that, when you're pointing or gesturing or thinking of something that's farther away. All right, so now we see she's got a box of crayons. A box of crayons has more than one, right? There's many crayons in a box. Yes, and that's why we say these crayons are new. So I could also say it if I had only one crayon, I could say that crayon is new. But because there's more than one crayon, we say these crayons are new. Okay, so these and that are kind of the same, or these and this are the same word, okay? And then she says to her friend, now this isn't very nice what she says. She points to her friend and she says, those crayons are old. That's kind of sassy. Why would you say that to your friend? That's not very nice. Can you imagine you're sitting in class and you've got your old crayons? You're like, what? They're all broken and sad, like they always are at the end of the year. Ugh. All right, so what I need you to do now is get your skill book, your Being a Writer book, and I need you to turn to page 70. 70. I'm going to write it up here for you. Page 70. I should have been doing this all along in these videos. That would have been helpful. A student suggested that because the page numbers are at the bottom. You can't see them. All right, so we're on page 70. All right, so this says eat your vegetables. Isn't that interesting how our grammar lesson is actually related to the poem that we're writing our opinions about our vegetable poem. Remember that? Okay, so I've still got my red and my blue pens. This is a blue pen. This is a red pen. If I fling this red pen across the room, that pen goes way over there. All right, so read each sentence, circle the word that tells which one, this, that, these or those. Okay. Number 1 says, this tomato is juicy. So do you see a word in there that matches one of these? Yeah, it's this. And like in our other sentences, it's at the very beginning. But notice how sometimes these words can be inside of a sentence, not at the beginning or the end. They can be right in the middle, like this one. I want that carrot. Yeah, it's right in the middle, isn't it? I want that carrot. Number 3, these peas are cold. Oh, boo. Cold peas. These peas. I like that rhyme. These peas. Pass these peas, please. All right, and number 4, those peas are hot. Those peas. So these peas would be the peas really close to you. Okay, so here are your peas. They're cold. Too bad. And those peas would be way over here, somewhere on the table. Those peas are hot. Whoever got these peas got lucky because they got hot peas. These peas and those peas way over there. All right, so this time we're going to have to match up the right word with the right sentence, okay? And we're still using this, that, these, and those. That's fun to say, isn't it? This, that, these, those. All right, let's see if we can figure it out just from the pictures. All right, so this is something that's close. This is far away. Close, far away. One, many, many. Do you have any hints? Remember, this and that are used for things that are just one. And these and those are used if you have a whole bunch. Okay, let's see. Number 1, blank bucket is mine. So he's pointing to his bucket. Oh, he's at the beach too. How fun. We had weird weather today. It snowed today. What? In April? Ah, crazy. All right, blank bucket is mine. What do you think? These bucket is mine? That doesn't even sound right. If he had many, many buckets, he could say these buckets are mine, couldn't he? If he was like holding 52 buckets, he'd be like, these are my buckets. But they're just one, so he would say, yeah, he would say this bucket is mine. This bucket is mine. Blank bucket belongs to Trey. Oh, okay, his name's Trey. Hey, what's up, Trey? Oh, he's got another Trey. Oh, no, that's not Trey. Okay, Trey's his friend. So Trey is not in the picture. Trey has a green bucket, and Mystery Boy has a red bucket? Yeah, is that what we think? Maybe. I don't know. Either way, it's just one bucket and he's pointing to it, so what do we think we need to use? Those bucket belongs to Troy. That sounds weird. Yeah. Or Trey, not Trey. Troy. Trey. Trey. Sorry. That bucket belongs to Trey. Yeah, it does. That bucket right there. And he's pointing. Now, if he had a bucket, if he picked up Trey's bucket and it was in his hand, he could also say this bucket belongs to Trey. This bucket is mine, because they would be right close together, right? So sometimes this and that can be hard to know when to use. You just have to think of it like the farther something away from you is, the more likely you are going to say that. Okay, number 3, I found blank shells. They look like clam shells, don't they? Okay, I found those shells. I found these shells. Now that's hard because you could use either one. Neither one of those is incorrect. The only way we know which one to use is based on what's happening in the picture. And he's got the shells close to him, so that means he's saying, these are the shells I found. These right here, right close to me. So he would say these. That one's a really tricky one. Using these and those can be tricky if you don't have a picture or you don't know what is being talked about. Like you don't know which one to use. All right, and here's Trey. Yeah, Trey must be some other dude. Well, what's this guy's name? We'll call him Bob. That's Bob and Trey hanging out at the beach. All right, so Trey found shells. And he's pointing to them. So that means it's, yeah, those. Trey found those shells. And again, you could say Trey found these shells if you were holding them up. So if Bob had held up the shells and said, and these are the ones that Trey found, then you would say these. But because he's pointing, he says those. All right, so we're going to finish up our page 70, and this is section B, and it says, draw a line from each sentence to the picture that goes with it. And just like I was talking about, having a picture helps you know which form of the word to use, because without them, neither one of these sentences sound wrong. This bean is big, those beans are small. They both sound right. We just have to decide which one goes with which picture. Okay, so we have a bean in a hand, and we have a plate o' beans. So would we say this bean is big for a whole plate of beans? Or would we say those beans are small? Yeah, we would say those beans are small. Why do they look small? Because they're supposed to be far away. So, you know, the farther something gets away from you, the smaller it looks. Yeah, but if you have a bean in your hand and it's right there, it's going to look bigger, right? So this bean is big. It's a big bean. All right, write 2 sentences about things you see in a kitchen. Use this in one sentence, use that in the other sentence. Okay, I'm going to start, and both of my sentences are going to have this and that at the very beginning, just because that'll be simpler. But you can think of any sentence you want to. All right, this is my cup. When you're at home, do you guys ever have a lot of cups on the sink, near the sink, and somebody's like, oh, that's my cup. No, this is my cup. No, that's your cup. This is my cup. Does that ever happen to you? Especially if all the cups look the same? That happens in my house all the time. I'll hold up a cup. I'm like, whose is this? So this is my cup. I've got a cup. And then my next sentence says, that is his cup. And I'm going to draw his cup way over here because it's farther away. There's his cup way over here. Go get your cup. It's way over there. It's far away. That is his cup. This is my cup. All right, I hope you had fun and learned some things about this and that. It's a lot to remember, isn't it?